Do-do-do-do-do. All right, I think that's good. Oh, of course the ads. The ads. All right, let's go ahead and start it. Hey, how's it going? Actually, I've been thinking. Because, since this is programming, we could probably change the setup a little bit. I mean, I did set up this, which is a programming setup, but it's kind of, as you can see, it's kind of broken. Nothing seems to be working. Oh, it's all broken and messed up. Let's see here. Actually, I could probably set that there. Actually, let's try that. Let's try and set up ourselves a little, let's see here. Maybe something like that? I don't like the empty space, though. This is the problem. When you're setting something up, you never know exactly how you want it to look. Usually the best course of action is just to try something, and then if that works, then you're done. If it doesn't work, then, well, you try something else. This happens to be Twitch chat. We should probably make it a smaller Twitch chat, so maybe let's try this. Oh, that's very small. Ooh, that's very small. Let's see here. Hey, Twitch chat. I don't... Maybe... Okay, well, how about this? We'll just stick with our current setup. We'll stick with this, and we will update the setup later. I'll try and get chat onto the screen. Hopefully, hopefully I can, but hey, well, when we get to that crossroads, we'll get to that crossroads. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to continue working on our program. If you remember yesterday, we were busy setting up a lot of the different structures, and we were setting up a lot of the different systems. Particularly, what we're trying to do is we're trying to build the frame. So we made ourselves a little simple. We made a bunch of enums. We started the animator, and we're currently setting up, structures. But in this case, it's probably going to be converted to a const. The next thing we need to do is kind of, well, first thing I'm going to do is do a bit of housekeeping. Because what we need to do is we need to reorganize this. So I think we have animation, enum, structures, and I don't want to really call it frame. Actually, if you think about it, I think the animations we should put the frame in with animations, like so. That way we can keep our workplace clean. Now the big question is moving it. Oh yeah, it's currently not being touched. Yeah, it's not being touched by anywhere else. So we're good. Okay, so with that in mind, get rid of you so we have more working space. I think, last thing we want to have a limited space. But anyway. So where were we? Oh yes. We were at a point where we were just about to start working on this right here, which is our outputs. Because if you remember, what we were planning to do is every time we call our frame, it will compile all of the images that it is familiar with and the ordering of it into a single frame. That way we can kind of keep it all, within one object. However, I forgot to bring in the samples that we can use. Well, I actually moved them over this time. Check it out. So we go over here to the files. See, here's all of my old pictures. Okay, I shouldn't say old. But these were what I was originally working on for updating, kind of updating. if you go in here, you'll see that they are different poses for a different costume. For Halloween, I was going to make a Halloween costume. This is what it looks like right here. You can see it's supposed to be a mad scientist look. And if you look, you can see we have little ghosties hanging out on him. That one's a bit difficult to see, but you can kind of see he has little ghosties. And the idea is that, well, again, he's a mad scientist. He's a mad scientist who happens to be haunted by all the animals that he's experimented on. That's the theming for the Halloween costume, at least. And then we go in, you can see then here's the tail. So there's the tail, here's the VR headsets. Here's the eyes for the VR head. Oh, actually, that's just the eyes by itself, but here's the eyes for the VR headset. So yeah, here's all of the different pictures. If you notice, actually, the eyes are white. And the reason why that they're white is because I wanted to actually color them myself. So what that means is that we're going to have to add in a little bit extra. For instance, not only does each frame have its, what we're calling, but we can add a particular modifier for, like, change the eyes to white or red or pink or whatever. I thought it would be easier to do it that way because then I could have Technicolor. I should animate a Technicolor for this. Anyway, so this is one of the things we have to work on as well. But here are the frames. We should probably move some of these into a much easier location because right now they're in pictures, which is kind of a good distance away. And they're all kind of not in order. So let's go ahead and work on that. So we'll pick... Okay, actually, we'll just pick happy. Pose. We'll put it on here on the up here. All right, so this will be samples. All right, samples. Let's get everything that we want. We want our normal pose. And then we'll go ahead and grab all of these other things. There we go. Okay. Oh. Let's copy and paste. We don't want to... Let's copy and paste. There we go. Okay, perfect. So now we know where it is. Home desktop samples. So let's go ahead and load this stuff up. So if I recall, image.new is image.open. So image.open. Oh. Come on, open. And then from here, okay. Actually, you know what? Let's do it over here so that output image layer. Where's our here it is, add layer. So this is the image path. We're going to copy the image path, paste it, then we add it, and then we open right here. So we already have that set up. We just need to input in the image. So let's do that. So image path, and we'll simply use the path library. And it should be home, desktop, samples. What do we call it again? It was like default. I think it was default. Oh, FX normal pose. All right. Name, capture. Oh, we should capture all of it. There we go. There we go. That should work. There we go. So now image path. Wait, false? What do you mean false? Is the exact... Oh wait, how much do you bet? How much do you bet I need to add in the // or the... Okay, false. Alright, alright. Let's see here. Let's just make it easy on us. Where properties? There it is. Oh, I see. I see. I missed a bit. We'll go ahead and add that in here. There. Now it exists, right? Nope. No. Why you being the way you be, you? Alright, we'll try one more time. There we go. Got it. Okay. There we go. So, okay. We know it exists. Let's open it up. And we should probably do a quick showing of it, too. Image is not defined. Oh, yeah. Alright, and we're gonna have to fix that. I forgot about that. Yeah, we're gonna have to fix this. Apparently this is an error that's happening for some reason. It's not, it doesn't have anything to do, I mean, it is our setup, but let's see here. Import numpy, import nmagic, self import system, quick. Attribute error. np.float underscore was removed in numpy version 2.0. Use this float instead. So that means it has to do with a different system. Something's not... Alright, well... It doesn't look like it's going to be affecting us too much right now, but we'll have to fix that, because otherwise, later down the road, that might cause a problem. Part of me feels like we can just go in and fix it ourselves, but I think we'll just try and update it first. Anyway. Opening up you. Image not defined. Wait a minute. Is it already messing us up? Why do I have a feeling it is? And why am I importing NP? There we go. Okay. Well, that might have been the problem. Let's see here. Cannot instantiate typing union. Wait, doesn't like my union. How much you bet it's the tuple? Nope. All right. Come on, you. Be nice to me. What do you not like? Special form not callable. Union type. Da da da. Oh, I get it. I get it. It's the, yeah. It's the brackets. There we go. That should fix the problem. Alright. Okay, so now we have that open. Let's open up our actual image that we've been trying to get to. There it is. And a dick does not call... Oh, come on, you. It's a path. So, I guess it doesn't open paths. Alright then. But... Alright then. It's amazing how these things complain so much sometimes. So does not exist, not absolute. Not home. Not join. Not owner. Oh, here you go. Not parent or parents. Not parts. Not root or stem. Is oh, not drive or suffix. Because if we do name, it'll just come up with the actual name of the file. This is the one reason why I want to use path, is because it will it will actually separate things out, and we can do a lot of OS applications as well without having too much trouble. So, and I remember there is a way to actually do it. My brain is not recalling, because of course it's not. Not parent. Yeah, see, it's not parent. It's not parent or parents. You know, I'm tempted to just go look it up and then try and have my brain remember it. Not glob or stem. Not root either. Come on, Pure Bath, be nice to me. And I don't think we'd want to use open. Oh, as... Wait, is it this one? Ah, it is. Okay. Found it. That might explain why I was having a bit of difficulty, because I remember... You actually need to call a function to build it out. There we go. And it messes up again. Not addiction. Alright, let's... Okay, let's do this. Let's just copy the name file first and see if that's the actual problem. Amazing how sometimes it's just... Alright. There we go. File home.png, good, open. And no, it threw an error too there. So what? Error type, dictionary object is not callable. Wait, did I make image but image should be, did I overwrite image somewhere? Image should be, yeah, this. What is it? What is type? No, it's a module. That's correct. I'm not, yeah, that's correct. So image.open should be a function. Did you mean up lowercase? Is it supposed to be a lowercase open? That would actually be kind of funny if that's the case. Yes. Yes, it has to be that. Okay, so next test. I'm getting rid of as a position, as a POSX. Can I just open up that? Yes, I do. Okay, perfect. I kind of thought so. So that was the problem. The wrong open. All right. Okay then, so with that in mind, we can now open it up and load the picture in. So we can now add layers. So technically, if we wanted, we could start adding these in. To be fair though, once we load it in, it doesn't do anything afterwards with the layer. We actually need to store it now. We have image loaded. Thinking. So if you remember, originally we were going to set up a dictionary. Here. So here it is. It's a component. It's a list of dictionaries. And the idea then is that this list we'll be able to cycle up and down through in order to sort it. Granted, because of the some issues, would have to do a little bit of tracking as in to find where some of the layers are. But I think that was originally the idea. I think one of the big issues is that why don't we... Let's see here. Let's do a quick search. I want to see something. Okay, come on. Where are you, my good old friend? Okay, it's not this one. Oh, we'll use this one. This one will get... I'm commandeering this this tab. Alright, you tab. I'm using you now. Okay. Python dictionary ordered. What I want to know... Yeah, because they're all, I know that they're ordered dictionaries. Oh, not you. Let's see here, because if I can just... Let's see here. Order dict right here. 1, 2, 3. Yes, 1, 2, 3. Because if I can use an ordered dictionary... Because originally dictionaries are supposed to be structured so that it will remove any ambiguity within programming. Because originally, before an update in Python, dictionaries were... There was no order. They were unordered. And because of that, you could end up having some weird shenanigans when you did dot values or dot items, because doing so, sometimes the ordering would mess up. So all dictionaries became ordered dictionaries in an update. But yet, even though they're structured now, you can't still really call them like they're an ordered dictionary, not like a list at least. So what I would like is to... No, it's just still... It's all still just... Yeah. It... Oh, wait, we have reversed. You're iterating. Let's see here. Dictionary, reverse, numbers. Wait, can I actually just cycle through it like with next? Oh, if I can cycle through it with next, that would actually be very useful. Yeah, not from keys. Not from keys. Nope. Yeah, here we go. Iterating. Just like a regular dictionary, you can iterate through an ordered dictionary using several techniques. You can use items, keys, and... Well, yes, I know about that. That's the problem. I want to be able to reorder them based off of... Alright, we're going to stick with lists. Yeah, I figured as much. Yeah, we're sticking with lists. Let's see here. So yeah, we'll stick with the list with the dictionary, and when we want to do structuring, we'll just simply just set it up as such. I have a bunch of sleeping dogs around me. I'm going to have to be very careful not to poke one, otherwise we'll get a bunch of yips. Alright. Maximize efficiency. But I am using PyCharm. Maximize your efficiency with Numpy. PyCharm, you're weird. Okay. Alright. So think about it. Layer right here. So this is what we're going to use. We're going to input in through layers. So since this is add image, the first thing we're going to do is we'll go ahead and grab our components, and then we'll append, well actually insert. And then from here we can then insert our image layer. And as for our index, okay, index is first. This is going to be layer index, but if the self.components is empty, so It's not is none, but since it will come back as false, so if not, so pretty much if not dot component, self dot components, which pretty much what this means is if components is empty, as in it's an empty list, and it's me is, yeah, this if it's not empty, then this will be true. That means there's something in it. If it's empty, it's false. So if it's not this, that means if it's empty, then we're just simply going to append. So that means we'll do this components dot append, and then we will do image layer. Oh yeah, we have to also worry about that. Yeah, I just remember that. That's also a big problem because of the fact that we can't insert into a list if it's well beyond the actual range. If we did that, then it'll throw an error. So, D equals this, D dot insert. Actually, let's do a quick test. 7, and then what we're inserting is DD. Oh, actually, it did fine. It did fine. Interesting. Let's try again. We'll change this to AA now. I see. Ooh, actually, that's good to have done the check. That means we don't have to worry about it. That means just insert. Ooh, nice. Glad I did a quick check. So yeah, insert, and then image is loaded. That's it. We just got to image loaded, and we should put down the file name. So this should be the image path dot name. There we go. There we go. Image loaded. Perfect. Nice. So now we have our set up so that we add our layer, we input it. Let's see, file doesn't exist. Image layer. So yeah, that is the adding a layer. So I think what we should then do as well is, because as you notice, my structure, I actually have a lot of images within this single frame. So if we go back to my folder, see, I have 5 of these. I could write a loop, or I could probably write a batch loop. So add layer, we can add in add layers. So define add layers. And then this will simply be image path list. Will have be a list of paths. And then because of the fact that this is going to be like this, we won't have them set layer. Or actually we could if we wanted. Yeah, maybe I should allow that. It's going to have to be a list as well, though. For one thing, visibility is just going to... Yeah, we'll set it to this and then layer list. And this will be a list of integers. And we'll set this simply to none. There we go. All right, and then from here, what we'll then do is for image path in image path list. See here, image path list. And actually, we're going to zip this. Alright, well, let's just first write it up. So image path list. And then from here we'll simply go self dot add layer. And then image path. Oh. Image path, there we go. So that way it'll just cycle through and add the different layers. If I remember, didn't we add in let's Let's see here. I think it should be in the structures folder. Image, yeah, image structures. So we did add in the name, image path, the visibility, the image, and then the layers. So we did have all of these combined. So with that in mind, that means I should probably add in so that we can do the... Yeah, I see that we did, Alright, what is this? Okay, what is this? What is this? Alright, alright. I'll have to ignore my phone. It's just going, my phone is going crazy, and I'll have to worry about that later. First, let's get some programming done. Okay, so, because we have the names and such, we need to add that actually in as well. So, image path is a list. We have the layer, or right here, add this. So we have the image path. We have it if it's visible. We have if it's a layer. We should probably add in the name as well. I think we can just set this as a non-callable feature. And we'll set the default to none. Because if it doesn't have a name, we'll just give it a name. And from here... Alright then, so let's see here. If it exists, then we go ahead and add that into structure. Here we go, right here. If name. If it has a name, then we'll go image layer. This image structures dot name. Oh, no. Come on, fingers. Oh, fat thumbs. Okay. Image name. And this will just be name. Otherwise, if that's not the case, then what we're going to do is we're going to... Alright, if that's not the case, then what we're going to do is we're going to give it a new name. We should probably pick... Oh, actually, we should probably set the default somewhere else. Because the last thing I want to do is have to go all the way, find this area. So... Yeah, this is going to be... We're going to rename this const. I really think that that's what we should do. So we'll call this name default. And this is a string, and this is going to be layer. We'll call it layer for now. Actually, if we wanted to follow convention, we probably should toss in a couple finals in here. I know most people tend to not bother with this, but... Well, let's do it for now. Final. Because these are theoretically constant. They're not changing. So the last thing I want is for the program to think, oh yeah, let's totally start renaming all of your variables. It's perfectly normal. Like, no, these are finals. These are... Yeah. These are not changing. No, thank you. They're not changing at all. Okay, then. So now we're here. Let's get back down here. Change this to image structures. And this will be name default. Oh. So name default. And let's go ahead and add on our little bits. Underscore. String. And for here, oh, let me give myself a little bit more space. There we go. Now, self.components. This is the length of the components. So there we go. Nice. So if you input a name, you'll give it the name. However, if it doesn't, then it'll just call itself layer, whatever this is, layer 3, layer 5, layer 42. I hope someone doesn't try and use this for 42 layers. Oh, that would be I wonder how much memory that would take. At that point, just making a movie would make more sense. Anyway. Okay, so now we have that. Let's see here, we have that. Now it's with the add layers. I think that... Would it make more... No, I think it would make sense to... How would one want to do this? Part of me would think that maybe just making it a series of lists and you can input them in would be fine. But that is a bit cumbersome. Especially if you want to work it or do different stuff. I guess what we'll do right now is we'll go ahead and program it like this, but I don't expect it to stay like this for long. So we'll go with layer name list. This will be a list of strings. Yeah, I don't expect this to go be long. And we probably should set this also to none. There we go. And then, last but not least, we should modify this here. Part of me feels like, oh, actually, if I recall, there should be a. It's going to be a. We're going to induce a glitch. I just know we are. Let's see here. If layer name, so if layer list is none, then we're just going to set it. Yeah, again, we're going to... I'll be modifying this later. Alright then. I could set it as the default, but we'll set it like this for now. So layer name list. We'll set this also to this. Now if I remember, there should be a... It's not zip. What was it called? It's a Python function that you can, because with one of the big problems with zip is that if your files are not the same length, then it will just kind of crop your lists. So if you have one list with 7 and one list with 1, then it's going to just, stick to the 1. So what we want to do is zip uneven list lengths in Python. Yeah, unzipping equal sizes. I remember... There it is. Zip longest from itertools. Alright, yeah, I remember that. Okay, so import from itertools, zip long list. Got it. So, from itertools, import zip longest list. There we go. And then with that in mind... we can then combine these together. So here we can then do zip here. And then layer name. Layer list name. And then actually, oh yeah, we'll do it this way. There we go. And then from here we then have image path, name, and layer. And then here, name, and then layer equals layer. There we go, perfect. So now what we have here is that whenever... Oh, oops, let me get rid of the... Let me get rid of that. That's blocking the way. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. So yeah, so what we have here now is we're doing the zip of the longest. So if these two are 0, it doesn't matter. It'll just go ahead and zip everything together. And then from there, we can then run on through this list and as if nothing's happening. And because these are nones, let's see here, name is set to none, and then layer is set to, well, it's set to 0. Oh, that means this is going to be looking for a 0. What happens if... Okay, let's do a quick test. Insert none. I bet it's going to crash. Hi. Yes, it's going to crash. Okay. So let's quickly update this. None. So, let's see here. Where's if layer is... Let's see here. If layer, then we simply do that. Actually, this works out because the structure should already have it set to 0, correct? If I remember. So this is good. This is good. Actually, that means we already had a typo there because because layer was set to 0, that means it would always be true. So yeah, okay. All right, we fixed the bug. We fixed the bug unknowingly. So yeah, so if it's none, then it'll just pass this here, and we won't even bother setting it. And that just means that right here, because we need to set... That means we need to set it right here as well. So, if layer, we set that. Else, layer is equal... No, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I really don't. I want this to still be 0. Yes, I still want this to be 0. That means if this is... Yeah, I want this to be 0, which means we don't need if layer. And this just means up here. I mean, yeah, if this is none, then we'll set this to 0, like so. Ah, alright. But yeah, this will then still run a problem because of the length. We'll have to... One potential solution would just be to iterate over it. Or, you know, I think it's like a fun Python... Like, I think if we do like times... Should we use Pythonisms in this? Maybe. Because if what you can do is you can do a list and then multiply said list by a number, and then you can generate it. Which Linux distro am I using? Hey, TazPlays, how's it going? TazPlays, how's it going? I am using Ubuntu right now. Why Ubuntu? Because I originally this box that I'm using is called Miniboxy. So originally Miniboxy was going to be a setup for my wife so she could watch TV shows. The reason why was because the computer that we're using, it is a bit of a power hog. So I thought if I make a little tiny box for her, then she could use it. But Windows has become... It won't let me... Or how can I put it? I do not want to install Windows 11. So instead I chose to install Ubuntu and use that. And so yeah. Sadly, a lot of the companies out there still don't acknowledge Linux. So she couldn't watch her TV shows. So I ended up giving her a different computer to use. But yeah, we're using Ubuntu. Now the question is do I want to do Pythonisms? Let's not be hacky. Let's not be hacky. I know it's not hacky for Python. Again, it's very standard practice, but let's try and avoid let's try and avoid Pythonisms where we can. So Python repeat n times in a list. Repeat n times. There should be a function, I remember, that's not requiring a for loop. It should be just like iter or not iter, but or repeat. Yeah, I found it. It's also from itertools. Repeat. Okay. My brain still works. It hasn't fully turned to mush. Repeat. Okay then. So So yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to simply repeat. Oh. So yeah, we're going to simply repeat this, and we're going to repeat it however many times that we need. So, oh. So this will happen to be the length of image path list. There we go. And let me get rid of the, there we go. That should work. Let's give it a shot and see. Image path list, not the file. Oh yeah. Let's let's just change that to an actual number for now. Change that to 5. Repeat 5. Alrighty. Well, that should work in the zip. So that should work in the longest zip. So I think we're good. Okay then. And I don't think we need to worry about the layer naming because its default is none. So yeah, so this means that we don't have to change up any of the code down below. So I think that's good. And let me get rid of the thing again. I need to remember that. I need to pop it in and out. It keeps... Okay, anyway. Actually, you know what? If I move it a bit... One moment. Let me move it there we go. So now I know where it's located. Okay. But yeah, so we now have add layer. We have add layers. So this could be a list, or we can load in a directory. If we use a directory, then that would also make things a bit easy, because then we don't have to type in all of the paths. We could just point towards where we want to go. So image path list. Let's see here. Technically... If this was convention at where I used to work, they would tell me to create a completely new function, which would be add layers by directory, and then I would rename this add layers by list. But that's a lot of extra busy work, especially for where effectively would be creating 3 functions. One that would load up the files by a directory, one that would open up the files by a list, and then it would all call a third function, which would be so that we wouldn't get duplicate code. I think it would make more sense just to compile these together. So part of me feels like I should actually turn this into a union. So yeah, we'll turn this into a union. Like so. And then that way, if this is, if image path list, we'll have to rename it, but if this instance is a string, if image path list, if this is a string, then we want to see about if it's we'll want to see if it's a directory. Actually, you know what? Screw the being a string. If it's a path. Because that way, what we can then do is we can go here and see if it is is dir. There we go. So yeah, if this happens to be a path and this happens to be a directory, and we'll simply put it up here too. So if this is the path and this is a directory, then what we'll do is this will be, convert directory to a list of paths. All right then. That's what we want to do here. So from that in mind, let's go ahead and actually get our image path. So this is our path of our file. Let's just get the root. Okay, let's not get the root. Not parents. Oh, I know. I'm going to do is PO6. Oh. Oh, okay. Let's grab the dot or let's see here. Dot to oh, come on. Be nice to me. Image path list to oh, where are you? It's PO. There it is. As there it at okay. As. All right. So what I'm going to do is simply grab this. Thank you. Oh, I got the F. There we go. So image path list. Oh. List, and this will be a path right here. Oh, I need to put this in parentheses. There we go. And then from here, if it's a directory, so yeah, now what we can do is, so yeah, now whenever we call this, is it a directory? It'll come back as true because that's exactly what it is. It's a directory. So now we should be able to open up the children now. So let's see here. Where is our, it should be dir, right? It's your dir. Aha, okay. Oh, it's a generator. All right, let's do a quick test. Oh, come on. Be nice to me. There we go. And yes, it works. Okay then. So we'll have to make a quick filter, but this is what we'll do. This will oh, actually, believe it or not, but yeah, that actually worked much better than I anticipated. Usually when I have to do these things, before I would use paths, I would use .os or use OS, import OS, and then you'd have to see if it's a directory. You would then have to go through the directory, and then from there you would have to do a whole lot of shenanigans. But from here, what we can do, we'll actually continue with this and let's change this to layer. So that way we know what's going on. So if layer, oh, and we need the image formats. Let's see here, extension. Let's see here. Well, these are these are POIS paths. So I don't think we can pull out the extension, can we? Let's see here. No, we should be able to. Parts, root, stem, oh, suffix. I wonder if it's suffix. Okay, well, one way to find out is let's go ahead and grab one of these. We'll call this my list, just so I have access to it. Oh, no, not you. We want this one. Oh, I hit the button. Okay, I want this one. There we go. We want this one right here. So, my list. There we go. My list, first one, dot stem. And I kind of thought so. All right. This is why I'm looking, because I remember it's supposed to be like extension, but it is not showing up. Oh, suffix. Maybe it's suffix. Yep, there it is, suffix. Perfect. Okay. So now we just need to create a list of suffixes. Pretty much file format. So let's go ahead and do that. Again, we have this. This is going to be our constants. So let's go ahead and put here. This will be the defined format. So what should we call this? Oh, what should we call this? It's going to be image formats. Oh, I know. Accepted image formats. A list of strings. And then from here, we're just going to pick a variety. For instance, PNG and JPEG. Obtuse JPEG, because for some reason those do exist. And then last but not least, should we accept bitmap? I don't know. Should we accept bitmap? I guess BMP for now. Yeah, I guess BMP for now then. Why not? Okay then. And they all have a dot in the front, so I guess we'll go ahead and put a dot there. Oh, just to keep things, aligned. But the main thing is that, where are you? Here, this one right here. We want this to be upper. Because the last thing I want to do is have a lower, ignoring the lowercase extensions. So we'll make sure everything is in the same typing, so all capitalized, and then that way, we should be able to collect everything. So with that in mind, then this will simply be our layer, this. There. Okay then, so the last thing we need to do is just rename this now, because this is no longer just the image path list. So this should be image location, image locations. I think that would work. Image locations. And yeah, let's do that too. Load layers into frame. So image locations. So this will simply be a directory path or list of image files or image paths. There we go. Directory. There we go. Nice. Okay. This will just simply be a list of names for each layer. And then this will be the position of each layer. There we go. And this returns nothing, so we don't have to worry about that. In fact, we should probably define that it returns nothing, so that, yeah, we should probably define that it returns nothing. There we go. Good. Set. Oh, nice, nice. All set. All right, so now we have add layers. We have add layer. And everything should be fine. So we should probably run this and see how it fares.